40 years ago, my teachers knew what kind of job I'd have. Now I'll have at least 10 different jobs by the time I'm 40. Today my teachers are preparing me for jobs that don't even exist yet. We're growing up in a world far different from the one you grew up in.
Our changing global economy requires our students to be prepared unlike any other generation to think critically and creatively. They must learn how to evaluate massive amounts of information, solve complex problems, and communicate well. Yet we're asking them to learn 21st century skills in an education system rooted in industrial times, when routine work was the norm, conformity was valued, and mastery of reading, writing, and math could take you far in life. Reading, writing, and math are as fundamental as ever, but they are no longer enough. A 21st century education includes the basics and also the arts and technology, as well as teaching kids about global awareness, financial literacy, and innovation. The new economy has placed new demands on Colorado's public schools and other public services too. If Colorado wants to be competitive, we must do the very thing we're asking of our future graduates. Think creatively, solve a complex problem, and communicate clearly about the need for change. We have some catching up to do to stay competitive with other states. Colorado is a wealthy state, but we rank toward the bottom in per capita investment in our public schools. It would cost $672 million just to reach the national average. We're also 48th in state support of higher education, 39th in highways, and 49th in Medicaid per capita spending. Add it all up, and Colorado would have to spend more than $3 billion a year to match the national average to fund these services. That's according to the Colorado Fiscal Policy Institute. How did we get here? We have a tangled mess of conflicting constitutional mandates. Let's start with the Taxpayer Bill of Rights, or TABOR, approved by Colorado voters in 1992. It places the strictest limits in the country on how much money the state can keep and how much it can spend for services such as schools, healthcare, roads, and higher education. That means growth in public services can never keep pace with growth in the private sector. The good news? Colorado voters approved a timeout from TABOR in 2005. Had voters not approved the timeout, or referendum C, the state would have been forced to make deep cuts. Voters gave public schools a boost when they approved Amendment 23 in 2000, but that only puts us at 1989 funding levels. Are you still with me? We're not quite done yet. There's the Gallagher Amendment. That passed in 1982. It's contributed to Colorado having one of the lowest residential property tax rates in the country. But historically, local property taxes have largely paid for public schools. Now the state has to shoulder more of the cost. By 2011, the same year today's high school freshmen will graduate, Colorado's financial future grows even more uncertain. Amendment 23 funding shrinks, the referendum C timeout ends, and TABOR spending limits kick back in. There's got to be a better way to invest in schools, roads, healthcare, and other public services to stay ahead in the 21st century. Our antiquated tax system must change, or we won't have the quality of life we want for ourselves and our children. Believe in a Better Colorado is an unprecedented unprecedented alliance among the state's 3 largest education associations to inform public school employees and citizens that Colorado's tax base for schools, roads, healthcare, and other essential services is dwindling. Together, we're working with leaders and citizens across the state to find solutions. The ultimate goal is to adopt a fair tax system based on common sense that helps our state thrive. At issue, what kind of Colorado do we want now and in the future, for us and for our children?
Educate yourself. Educate others. Educate me. Remember, I'll be the one taking care of you when you're older. Believe in a better Colorado and believe in me.
Join us. Learn how at www.believeinaBetterColorado.org.